Hey everybody, Retrofied here, and today is day 13 in this month-long marathon leading up to the Switch 2's launch. And for today's video, I wanted to talk about why Mario Kart World means so much more for Nintendo than you think. So if you guys are excited about the Switch 2, make sure you leave a comment below telling me what you're excited about, and make sure you don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more of these videos in this month-long marathon. So without further ado, let's start talking about what I exactly mean with this. So obviously, we're getting a new Mario Kart game when the Switch 2 launches, this being Mario Kart World. And what we've seen with like how Donkey Kong got a new design is that Nintendo is kind of redoing everything, and this game is an example of that. They're redoing this franchise for a new audience. Mario Kart World is different than all of its previous games in the series. It has a full open world and you can drive from track to track, and there are 24 players. It's probably the biggest Mario Kart game ever, and like I said, it's so different from the original Mario Kart games. And what I was saying with Donkey Kong is he got a new design, which also kind of solidifies that fact of Nintendo is redoing a lot of their franchises and characters. So what does this mean for the games? Well, I believe that this means that every single one of Nintendo's franchises are going to have this new era effect on them. So I feel like the main reason we haven't seen the new 3D Mario game yet is because it's so different, and they want to kind of gauge the reaction of Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza before they actually show off this game. Because we're definitely getting a new 3D Mario game, it's just a matter of when and what that game is. So I feel like a lot of the new games that we're going to be getting for the Switch 2, they're going to be complete reimaginings of the original games in that franchise. And I think one big example of this I can think of is Splatoon 4. Splatoon is one of Nintendo's biggest new IPs in a while. It originally came out on the Wii U, so it's not that old, and it had 2 games in the series on the Switch 1. So we're definitely going to be getting a 4th soon, and I believe that this 4th game could be just redoing the core elements of Splatoon. I think another big franchise we're likely to see a new era of is Pokemon. The Pokemon games have been very similar recently, with Sword and Shield kind of being like Scarlet and Violet, so I feel like we're due for another brand new take on the Pokemon games. So going back to what I mean about these brand new takes at these games, I don't believe that we're going to be getting open world everything, right? The new Pokemon games are already open world, and you can't apply that to Zelda because Zelda's already open world. But I do remember seeing an interview with Aonuma where they said that all the 3D Zelda games in the past were basically based off of Ocarina of Time, while all the new Zelda games are going to be based off of Breath of the Wild. So this kind of shows you that they already found their footing with this new Zelda age, and they literally came out and said that that's what they're going to be doing now. So I don't doubt that Nintendo is going to be doing that with all of their major franchises, because Mario Kart hasn't got a mainline game in 13 years. So what other games do I think we're going to be seeing with this new take on them? I think one of the games we could be seeing is Luigi's Mansion 4. I've already talked about this in another video in this month, so if you don't watch that, it's in the top right corner. But I feel like Luigi's Mansion would be a perfect franchise for them to kind of test the waters of a new era of their games. Now another really big one I hope to see, Smash Bros. I don't think we're going to be seeing a new Smash Bros for a while, because Smash Ultimate is still getting updates for the Switch 2. We could be getting, a new fighter pass with the Switch 2 editions, but Smash Bros Ultimate was one of the biggest games on the Switch. They're not just gonna stop right there. We'll get another Smash game with different takes on Nintendo's characters and then different third-party characters in it, but the gameplay, I believe, will be so different. Imagine if we had like a 3D Smash Bros game where you could run around on like a circular stage rather than just 2D fighting, or if they kind of went back to basics with the original small roster and had like an actual story mode to it. I feel like that would be so cool because it'd be so different than what we normally have. I also think that a brand new Mario Party would be really cool. I know we just got Jamboree probably last year, but I think an entirely new take on the series would be really cool. They could do so many different mini games and so many different maps. So speaking on these new Switch 2 upgrades, I would talk about this in a news video, but I don't have any of those planned for a couple days. But Nintendo announced a bunch of free upgrades for the Switch 2 versions of some Switch 1 games. Now these aren't entirely new DLC like we're getting with some of these games, but they are updates to kind of make the graphics better for the Switch 2 or add game share, which is a really cool feature. And these all come out day one. So some of the games we're getting are ARMS, Super Mario Odyssey, Scarlet and Violet, it, which desperately need it, and some other games here and there. So these are all coming out day 1. So June 5th, when you get your Switch 2, all of these games will have a free upgrade, making it look better, making it run better, and adding game share to a lot of these day 1 for free. So if you guys are excited about the Switch 2, make sure you leave a comment below, tell me what exactly you're excited about. And if you didn't get a pre-order of the Switch 2, I have a video coming out pretty soon explaining the best way possible to get a Switch 2 as early as possible, because I know the pre-orders were a nightmare for a lot of people, and I know a lot of people still want a Switch 2, so I'll have a guide coming out pretty soon so that you guys can get your Switch 2. So like I said, comment what game series you hope gets a reimagining on the Switch 2, and make sure you subscribe so you can stay tuned for tomorrow's video and the next day and the next day. So I will see you guys tomorrow.